Ladies and gentlemen of the Polytopia community, I have a sad announcement to make. For those who are looking forward to a couple of live streams that were finally about to happen again, I've gotten home, I woke up after a nap, and I've discovered some sad, terrible news. In the arms of the Cleo, what? Yep, that's right. Looks like the computer has died. I went to turn it on and it made a nasty pop sound. So we're gonna be taking it to the computer hospital tomorrow, and we're gonna be getting that diagnosed. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into a live game. We're gonna, of course, do 2 players. We're gonna do our traditional on lakes and on a normal sized map. There's no other better way to be doing this except by clicking the best tribe in the game. That's right, we are going to be picking, we're not gonna be picking Cymanti, we're gonna go ahead and go with random. You are now entering the Reef of Ustopo. Alrighty, turns out we're going to be playing as Zabazi. Starting in the southern corner of the map, we're going to do our first turn of just building the farm and getting a workshop. On a normal size map, this map is a little bit too big for us to be starting off with an explore. So, we're going to be exploring with our warrior, heading straight towards that center. Try to get a good position. It looks like we have a lot of farms. We may have another village over here to the northeast direction from our capital, and I'm actually going to start off with the rider start that I typically like to do. So we're going to be moving our warrior onto, oh man, I should have been keeping count of their points. They may be Zabazi as well, or actually better yet, probably barter, maybe. So we're going to go ahead and pick up a rider, followed by riding, and then ending the turn. In a couple of turns, we're going to be able to pick up. Wow, that is actually very unfortunate about the resource distribution, as we don't have animals in our village here in the... We're going to train another rider. We don't have animals in our capital, and we don't have fruits in our village in the front. So that is very unfortunate. I guess the real question is are we going to go ahead and try to explore? Because I can definitely level up my brand new village. I think based on the size of the map, that's gonna be, I'm gonna go right over here, gonna go right over here, just to lower. You know what? I am gonna go ahead and take an explorer here. Hopefully it goes to the center. And looks like it's gonna be Cymanti. Oh my god! But we get a very beautiful scout right there, able to find everything that is, well, what that we would possibly even want here. I guess the true question is, all right, so organization is 6. I would love to level up my capital, which I can't, but then I could level up this. So I could train a warrior in my capital, which I don't want to do, but can I train a warrior at Zakoko? Nah, we're just gonna hold on to our stars. We're gonna pass the turn, so that way we could pick up our organization, level up our city over here. We're gonna actually be picking up a workshop back there to try to improve our economy. But what our opponent doesn't know is we already have perfect vision of them to be able to see every sort of way that they could be moving. So with a movement of 3 stars, they can actually already head over here to these ruins. 1 star each turn, so that city is not leveled up yet. We're going to grab that organization, grab our brand new city, and let us harvest that fruit. The fruits of all of our hard labor are starting to pay off. We now have enough stars in order to... We're actually going to go ahead and keep that warrior right there. We have enough stars in order to level up our capital and then get riders pretty much just everywhere. which is exactly what we're going to want to be doing. Hopefully leveling up this city over here to get ourselves... Yep, there's a boost. Wow. All right, so they went with an explorer, and they said, hey, I see that you're going to be taking that, but I'm going to be getting this village over here, and there's nothing you could do about it. And not going to lie, you underestimate how much I value you not getting that city. And I would rather not be taking a city myself just to slow you down ever so slightly. So we're going to go all the way over here. Bop-a-da-bop. And then we're going to retreat. Train a rider over here. And we're actually going to be saving our stars for a roads play next turn. And yeah, looks like that's going to be the end of our turn right there. So that way we can get some solid roads going and get a better level up with Zakoko in 2 turns from now. But it allows us to make a very aggressive play. Alright, so he's going to be going over there to collect his village all the way over there in the western corner of the map. And based on this tile, looks like their capital is going to be ever so slightly to the northeast of it. We might be able to actually kill off their shaman this turn, but is it really worth it? Possibly. We're still gonna... Well, do I want to go ahead and pick up those roads? I think I'm actually gonna wait a turn. Nah, we're gonna go ahead and just spam out another set of riders. Or maybe just one. Man, I am indecisive right now. My gut is just telling me, let's spam out these riders. Oh, you know what else I could do? I could just build 2 farms, level this city up, get some more stars, and then we can go ahead and train one more rider right over here. A slight bit of amount of better economy, and then we get to pass the turn. Next turn, you know what? I should not have done that. I should have saved up for those roads. I really didn't need this rider all the way back here, but it will allow us to explore faster into the eastern corner of the map. But this rider here in my capital really isn't doing much. They are successfully able to slow us down, though, as they're able to get some pretty good positionings with these hexapods. Wanting to just move it ever so slightly forward, as they're really... Looks like they're trying to prevent us from just getting a successful roads play going. There's not really much that they're going to be able to do. What I need to do is really just save most of my stars on this upcoming turn. I have plenty of riders to do everything I need. I just need roads at this point. As, in this case, roads against the Cymanti, especially in this kind of situation on a narrow pass, with riders versus hexapods, the riders are always generally going to win. So what are we going to do? We're going to be moving one of these riders onto this village all the way over here. It is completely out of their range. If they decide to move a hexapod all the way up here, we get to go ahead and not only just build some roads to get our rider out, but we get to kill that hexapod for free. But I don't think that's what's going to be going on right over there. All of these units are going to have to be moving back ever so slightly just by 1 space, as we're going to be starting to flood our side of the map. Again, we're going to save our stars for a huge road play. So this rider is going to go all the way over here. This rider is going to go... it's going to go back just about... 1, 2... It doesn't really matter. Too big at this point. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This warrior's not going to be able to do too much. Up. See, that's what I get for not properly exploring and expanding. I could have had that city already at this point. Do I want to get another rider? I mean, it would be nice. All right, how many roads do I need? A lot. I can train one more rider. I could definitely train one more rider safely. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to just train one more rider and pass that turn. So at this point, it should be completely obvious that we're both doing a standoff right over here, just waiting to see who's going to make the first misplay. And it looks like it's going to be our opponent, as we're going to be able to kill every single one of these hexapods without the need of roads. And on top of this, it looks like... Oh, nope, never mind. They moved their shaman back to be in a slightly better defensive position, but even though we're not going to be able to successfully acquire these villages just as of yet, I don't think there's much our opponents could be able to do in order to stop us. They are getting either a lot of villages up here in the north side, which is possible, because I sure haven't. I'm actually not going to get roads this turn. I know I was saying I was needing it, but I think the better play actually is going to be picking up hunting so we can level up that city all the way over here on the eastern side. This war is going to go over here. We're going to go here. Bop-a-da-bop-a-da-bop. With our rider. Secure another one. Bop-a-da-bop. 3. Bop-a-da-bop. And let's bring you right on back. At this point, you know, maybe I should have built roads. Yeah, I probably should have gotten roads instead. I can still get roads. You know what? We're going to go ahead and pick up roads, because we could still level up this city hunting a few animals just fine. We're going to get that workshop, improve our economy, and we're going to move the rider forward just like that. 1, 2, 3. We're going to bring this rider forward just by 1 space, and we're going to pass that turn. So we got 3 free kills. That's 9 stars that we were able to clean up for free. And that feels fantastic. Our opponent is probably thinking otherwise, but with that sort of aggressive play that I guess they thought I had less riders or something. I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm assuming based off of the movement they did over here, we're going to also reveal that this city's even making 3 stars per turn. So they 100% didn't explore, and they have the vision, else there's no way they would have been able to move over to this village over here. So they had vision of everything that was going on our side. So we just got to get a lot of free kills right over there. We're going to level up our eastern city of Mozanzil. We're going to level up Yawaka. And let's go ahead and connect Makozu, just in order to improve our economy ever so slightly. So we're going to road. We're also getting really close in order to produce that monument. We're going to hunt. And we're going to build a farm. Get more resources. And at this point, yeah, we're just going to have both of these riders move out just like that. They're really trying to pressure me out of range. But at this point, it's a little too late, my friend. We're going to go right over here, zip this one all the way up over here. Bop-a-da-bop. And not going to lie, this rider, I think, is basically dead. But we can threaten 2 things at the same time. Oh, never mind. Osteo has resigned. They have decided that they are in a terrible position. Completely understandable. And yeah, we were just a couple of roads away from being able to get that monument. Yep, at this point, there's not much else that they could do. I guess we're going to take a look at the replay and see how else this game would have been going on. Yeah, that would have been the end of my turn. Right over there. Oh, wow, and I'm actually really close to a giant here at Zakoko. You know what? We're going to go ahead and harvest this fruit right over here at Zimbo. And we're going to be doing a population growth. Even though we have a lot of potential right over here, it does not outweigh the potential of just connecting these 2 cities with roads to be able to just get a giant. And that would just be 6 stars of investment versus 12. So you always got to keep that in mind. Oh, wait, we also have more farms over here. Yeah, it's still 12. But that was a very well played game. Thank you, Osteo. Let us go ahead and take a look at that replay. All right, and we are back into the replay of the game that we have just played, so that way we can take a look and see everything that really went on. So first observation is our opponent does have a very challenging position on the map. Assuming that there's nothing over here in the northern side. Now, it is lake, so they're not completely cut off, but it is going to make things really difficult for them. Whereas us, we got a whole bunch of open land, so we definitely have an advantage in the early game, not having to worry too much about developing onto the water, as that is generally really expensive. So we're going to go ahead and move the game forward. Traditional opening, you saw what I did. We got the workshop. Our opponent moves and gets the fungus, getting that level up, and I'm assuming they're going to train a warrior. No, they are not. They are saving their stars, and they're going to be using their shaman in order to capture their first city, as we had seen. Right over there, using more fungus to get those resources, and then picking up that writing technology, they're able to immediately start sending out hexapods really quickly, but because they didn't send out those warriors earlier on, their expansion has severely suffered because of that. So they're going to be making the correct choice and then be spreading out to the northern side with their hexapod in the north. And at this point, this is where we get to start seeing them, and in a moment, we'll turn off that shared fog. You know what? Let's go ahead and turn off that shared fog just to see how important that play was for them. So they have decided right over here, because the fungus leveled up, they're going to go ahead and pick up and explore. Now, they really would want to see all this vision here in the southern side, because, not going to lie, that would be very useful. But now I understand why they didn't seem to have the vision, is because of where all this fog is, there's a slight chance it's going to head into the southeast to be in the correct direction where they want to see it. But with all of this fog on the in the western direction towards the corner, it is very apparent that the explorer is most likely going to want to head over and figure out what is in that corner before it starts looking for anything else. And sadly, that's what we see right over here. That explorer immediately goes to the corner, but they do get to meet me, and they get that first meeting bonus. Now, me being at 18, they end up getting 5 stars, just as we did with them. They're able to start seeing that, I need to go ahead and get that village. However, if I've already got a writer over here, that means that I probably have more, and I've got something right here in the center of the map, assuming that I'm playing correctly, which is what we get to see exactly right over here. So typical three villages. Sadly, 2 Cymantes, just 1, because they decided to start off with a more economic focus. But sometimes you also got to remember that even with this sort of map setup, 1 warrior just heading into the northern side instead of waiting for this hexapod, they would have already had a village up here, and their economy would have been slightly stronger because of it. So what ends up happening because of this? We're going to go ahead and turn off that shared fog to see exactly why they made all the plays that they did this game. At this point, that's when I'm leveling up my capital, and I'm trying to make a more economic start. We kill off their hexapod, and then it zips off. They have no idea, even though it's a live game, they saw which way it went. So they're going to go ahead and collect that village safely in the western corner and try to build up a bigger force in order to deal with all of these riders. And now it is way more apparent. We're actually going to go ahead and just switch to their vision alone to see that I've got multiple... Wow. So let's see that very important shuffle that happens right over there. 1 moves back in 3. With that, you can see I have 3 riders already, and 3 riders is more than enough to deal with this entire force. That's actually really difficult for Cymanti to be dealing with right over here. So that's when they make their aggressive push to go into the ruins, move the other one forward, and go into the village, saying, okay, you're going to claim that village, but I'm going to claim mine as well. That is even though I will say all the time during my live streams, I'm a very aggressive player, that is not necessarily the play that you want to be making. In this situation, you actually may want to be considering training warriors instead. As since I've already got riders, sure, the warriors are going to be not as good as hexapods in killing, but the moment that Zabazi picks up roads, these hexapods almost have no more job at all whatsoever, and you're now at the mercy of that, having to wait on Dumuxes, which are expensive to get, or just other solutions, because at this point, the middle game for Cymanti is really weak, and they do not have the economy to be making the bounce back that they need. So hopefully, yep, all right, so they're going to go ahead and be making those levels, getting... No! No, sure, an explorer's okay, but look at that. They needed an economy at this point. You're not racing me toward the north. This one, you definitely should be picking up a workshop. Sure, it'll allow the hexapod to move a little bit faster. But, you have a problem now. And the problem will be solved with a better economy. You probably should have leveled this one up first anyways. Get that workshop. Heck, actually set it up to start leveling up even more. But, well, that one's, I guess, just a decision-based thing. Resources, I'm gonna go ahead and move their units about. And again, this is the moment where they decide that, really, a border growth. Population would have been more than enough right there. Yeah, it just looks like our opponent made a lot of miscalculations at this point, so I got a whole bunch of riders. We claim that village finally after that standoff. And yes, at this point, my riders can simply just run my opponent over. Though, what the new follow-up would be is they do have enough to get a centipede. That centipede would be doing an okay job. As long as they keep training warriors here in the front, they would have to be moving their shaman back just one tile. One tile is more than enough onto that fungus in order to keep it safe. Now, they actually probably could have kept playing this game, because the moment that they get this centipede, they actually get a second one here at Tekoa. Heck, actually, if we go back to the end of their turn... No. Let's go ahead and just view the end of the turn. They have 16 stars per turn. Even though I put them in a bad position... Let's make sure it's... Yes, so they have 16 stars per turn. They definitely could have kept playing this game. So what the follow-up in this one is sure, they could have had a faster centipede by just picking up organization, but they still get a centipede by hunting and then picking up 4 sawmills. That gets them the centipede. Centipede at their capital. That is fantastic. After that, they get to have a monument. A monument gets placed at Tekoa. That allows them to either expand their borders or get population. Now, if they expanded the borders, it takes away from both of these villages, which they're currently losing. So it's not super terrible. However, the downside of that is it makes it to where they really can't get a centipede at this city very easily anymore. So what their better bet may have been is going ahead, getting their centipede. That would have cost them all, 10 of their 16 stars. Oh no. Then they place their monument, hunt twice, and get a centipede. That allows that warrior to get pushed forward. It goes onto this animal right over here, and that warrior gets to choose, do I want to prevent my opponent from having that village or the ruins? Now, these are ruins in the front, which, yeah, if a swordsman spawns from there, that would basically spell the end of the game. But if it's not a swordsman, then it's not that big a deal. There are other choices, but based on how we're fighting, they should assume that I have vision, so it's not going to be an explorer. It could be stars, it could be population, it could be a technology. So basically, it's a 25% chance that they end up in a very terrible spot this game. So their best follow-up would have been use the warrior, boost it up with the shaman, kill the rider on the village, and just delay that capture by yet another turn. The less villages that Zabazi has here, the more that they can buy themselves the time in order to try to make that comeback. Because yes, riders and roads are very scary against Cymanti, but it's not the end of the world, especially with this position. They've got a decent defensive position. If they end up deciding to be able to go something like mathematics, pick up the, I have no idea what it's called because I've never trained it, the Exodia unit, Exoda, and then just place it right behind this city. They're constantly able to train warriors at this city. They have a defensive position. Something that they can work with at least, but make it to where it's, none of these two cities can be claimed by Zabazi, but at least they're not immediately going to lose the game. Now with this giant lake, what they may want to consider is the Psyche in order to be able to fly over, remove any defensive units of Zabazi, and then maybe just try to cheat to the center of the map, because they don't know if I have extra villages off onto the side or not. Based on this corner vision, they actually can't see that. So train that centipede at the capital, get population in their front city, because they have to solve this now. Get a centipede right over there. Use the warrior in order to kill the one on the village, just to delay that village capture by one more turn. Because sure, I can kill it, but at least I'm not getting the village for a turn. And if I try to threaten to capture it, you have a centipede. You have two of them. That centipede can get a kill, and it's difficult to kill in return unless a swordsman spawns here. So this one, I do think my opponent gave up a little bit too soon. Yes, it looked bad. They would have needed climbing. They would have been required to get climbing. But based on this terrain setup, that wouldn't have been the end of the world. They would have had defensive bonuses. They would have been able to expand up here in the north, get these ruins, hopefully be able to get something like more population or a technology. Nah, they definitely gave up too soon. I don't know. What do you guys think? That was definitely an interesting... Oh, a Psyche would have been fantastic to pick up this village, to be able to have Psyche, or heck, even just... I forget what they're called. It's all the way over here at Oceanali. The Raichi, to be able to just pester everything, and they're moderately cheap. Run over here to the center with the Psyche. No, yeah, our opponent definitely gave up way too soon. Well, I don't know. What do you guys think? Here's the final map. Sure, they got beaten in the early game by from Ryder Roads, but they had two centipedes on the way. If they moved this shaman back, it would have been really difficult for me to have answered that. Heck, actually, move the warrior. No, we got even more stuff. Move the warrior. No. I'm overthinking this at this point. Alrighty, I need to end it there because I got to do a little bit of editing, and editing is way harder than just doing live streams. So I'm going to try to get that computer fixed so we can return to those live streams as soon as possible. Thank you all so much for attending this one. I hope you all learned something from this one. And I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ta!